So those are the quick images. And again, the City of Grand Forks, we participated in this visitor center that we're calling right now, the General Palmer Visitor Center, I should call it. And so back in the day, a couple years ago, the city agreed to invest about $150,000 into that. The Park District also added $36,000 into that visitor center so they could store equipment to maintain this particular park. So again, it was another nice partnership between the city and the Park District. All told, the visitor center came in at $485,000. We did rebid that project, and so there was a bit of a gap that they've been able to fund forward. So I want to give some thank yous. Number one, to the current mayor and his predecessor, Mayor Brown, for supporting this, and both two city councils that supported this project. I want to give a big shout out to Mark Walker, our assistant city engineer, who's winding down his career with the city. He was the project manager to really help lead this project forward, and I think helped provide a lot of guidance to this group to get it moving forward, similar to what we did with the BMX group to try to get the project done. WFW, Webster Foster Western, was the engineer that we hired. We hired them under agreement for about $50,000, and Dale Burgum. So they helped move forward with the project and help with all the site work and the construction of that. And so they're owed really a debt of gratitude because Mr. Walker wanted to make sure I point out they probably have in kind donated about $120,000 worth of work, because they were so committed to this particular project to move it across the finish line. The contractors were Sand Steel on the building side, Molstead on the underground, and they provided a lot of in-kind for the construction of this. And in fact, Molstead's installed the water and wastewater for a zero cost, and Sand Steel did right down. So it was really a community-wide effort just on our part of it, which is the visitor center. And I know the Park District has provided a lot of investment. And when you see all the sidewalks and that sort of thing, they've been a real committed partner on this. So with that, I also wanted to provide General Palmer an opportunity to give us a project update and some important dates in the future.
Yeah, not a problem. Give me a microphone and a captive audience.
That should only take 45 minutes. First of all, Mayor, City Council, thank you so much for your unwavering support for this project. It's kind of a white hat project because it's here to honor our veterans that some have made the ultimate sacrifice and things like that. We're fortunate. We raised a little over 1.1 million in cash. We've got over $1 million of in-kind support, and that's from the city, the businesses, the people in the greater Grand Forks area. Extremely generous. We're going to open the park September 11th, which is the 20th anniversary of 9/11, and we just picked that date, to be quite honest, and it turned out we put a request in to have a B-52 flyover at 2:15 on that day, and I got a call from the Air Force. They said, "Is this a celebration for 9/11 or is it for the park?" And of course I said, well, both, increase our chance of getting that flyover. Our guest speakers, we're going to kick it off with the mayor. We have General Al Dorman, the Adjutant General from the state of North Dakota. He'll be followed by the wing commander of Grand Forks Air Force Base, and the keynote speaker is the president of UND, President Armacost. We tried to keep it as much military-centric as we could for the speakers. That was the wishes of the veterans. We could have our congressional delegation and things like that, but they really wanted to keep it as centric military as we possibly could. Some things that are still outstanding. We turned the park over April 21st to the park board so we could open it up, open the bathrooms up, and people could use the park. We're still working on some ground issues. We're going to put in additional irrigation systems for more of the park. General Atomics has donated a quarter-scale Reaper. Northrop Grumman has donated a 1/10 scale Global Hawk. And unfortunately, Boeing wouldn't give us a B-52, so we had to buy one. But we bought a 1A scale B-52. And Icon Architects are designing what that display is going to look like. But basically, they'll be clustered close to that anchor just north of the roundabout, with a sidewalk going around them. President Armacost has said he would donate some of the bricks from the Veterans Memorial Stadium. We got to figure out how we're going to use those, but we could use those bricks in that area, probably. The donor wall, the names will be going up soon. Tom, bless his heart, I told him if he didn't have to sleep at night, he could get more done. But he just wants to go to sleep. The kiosk will be installed in July. It's a 70-inch large screen TV, touchscreen. So if you can call up the wall, and if you wanted to learn about Charles Lindbergh, you could touch his picture, and then a narrative will come up. If you wanted to learn where a block is located, a brick, we've mapped those all out. You can call that up by name, type it in, and it'll show you where that brick is at. So it's going to be a nice addition. We're going to put some display cases in there to put some artifacts. The university has said they would give us some stuff, and there's some other military people that have stuff to give that we could put in there on a rotating basis. So pending that, that's my statement. Any questions?
Any questions for General Palmer? It can safely be said without you, this project wouldn't have happened. So thank you for your work. You're another humble guy that'd never admit that, but if you didn't come in and make it what it wasn't going to happen.
So, thank you. It was a good team. I get all the credit and everybody else does all the work. You know? Thanks, guys.
I think that's what comes with being a general.
Yeah, that could be. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.